Are you looking for a podcast about totally radical microtransactions?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
Coming off of that hot preamble, ready for a cold beverage.
Yeah, hot pre-ramble? Hi. Oh, let's do it. Oh, yeah, I just pulled this out the
I don't
fridge.
even want to drink this.
Let's do it. Hey, that was bought pre-stuff. You know, you have to get rid of the old stock.
I bought this
You
when
know,
I thought
it's not-
Kamala was going to win.
See, so that money went to a different time. It's fine. It's fine. Do you remember when I even said on the show that I felt an electricity that the world was going to be different? You remember I said that?
I mean, we are different now.
But I mean, he did admit that they rigged it like 3 times, so
Yeah.
I
I hate it here, man. I hate it.
it's whatever. So, besides that, I'm not doing great.
Oh.
I'll tell you about it in a little bit
Okay.
because it's directly in one of our topic suggestions, but like I'm tired. I don't know. You probably can't tell. I'm ramping it up, but like I woke up not long before we came in here.
Yeah, visually I can tell, but auditorily you sound good.
Yeah, I've been asleep for like 4 hours
Oh my god.
already today, which is usually my whole night's sleep. So you know that's extra cause for concern.
It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Are you also applying for car insurance by chance?
You know, I've been looking for car insurance for a long time.
Okay. Are you giving out my number to all the car insurance people?
No.
I am getting so...
I was like, should I be?
I'm getting so many fucking phone calls. Like, out of the blue.
Oh.
Like, middle of the day, like, I don't know, last week. My phone just
Okay.
starts ringing. And I'm like, what is going on? And it's like Allstate insurance. I'm like, okay, that's a scam. And so I decline it.
Okay.
And then it rings again. Now it's like Liberty Mutual Insurance. I'm like, okay. And I decline it.
Okay.
And then every single car insurance company that exists on the planet calls me. It just, over the course of the next
Why?
2 to 3 days, my phone is ringing non-stop. I'm getting messages from car insurance companies being like, oh, we have your quote ready here, Roberto. I'm like, who the fuck is Roberto?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is happening right now? It's like I'm being pranked. To my best guess is that a man named Roberto applied for car insurance and gave out my phone number either by mistake or somebody out
Mistyped his
there
by 1 digit, probably.
Yeah, or somebody out there is pranking me horribly because my phone I've been answering them now, being like, please, I don't know Roberto.
Dude.
I'm not Roberto. Please stop.
That could so be me though, because
Ugh.
that would be an excellent prank. And I was Roberto in 3rd grade because there were 2 Roberts in class, and they went, "Oh, well, you're the next letter, so you have to change your name."
Okay.
So it was Robert Kidder, and he was Robert, and then Robert Wall's me, but I got to be Roberto, and that's how the teacher could tell us apart now.
Fantastic.
So that'd be too on the nose. I just can't put my name directly in the prank, you know.
No. Yeah.
That'd be too much.
I'm fucking sick of it. This is honestly, if you want to ruin someone's life, just start getting insurance quotes under their name and number. Like that will quickly clog up their phone.
Remember, I looked at I was trying to use like my company benefits thing, and I was like, I'll see if I can get a good deal on a car. And I just looked at a car, and then car dealerships called me for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, are you still in the market for this? I was like, I was never. No, go
I just-
away.
One time I thought about a car and you guys won't stop calling.
Anything car related, perfect prank, because they are nothing but persistent.
They're relentless. They want that dollar.
Yeah, they do.
I kind of want a new vehicle. I've been considering perhaps getting a new truck.
You don't need a truck.
I don't need one. I mean,
No trucks.
I like to have a truck because we need something to haul shit around because we're always hauling shit around. Like, I've never regretted purchasing my truck because I always have a big thing that needs moving from one place to another for some reason. But
Okay.
I don't know. I'm tired of paying for gas. I kind of
Yeah.
want a hybrid. So maybe in the market for a hybrid.
Are there any electric trucks?
There are, and they're so expensive.
I bet.
Like
So,
$100,000. I'm like, that is a home.
did I tell you that Mary got a new car? She
Oh,
traded
yeah?
in her, I think she had a Leaf.
Leaf.
A Nissan Leaf? Yes. Okay. So she had a Leaf, right? It only got like 100 miles or something. And then like as it's aged, it's getting to where she could only travel like 60 miles,
Yikes.
which is nothing. So basically she
Yeah.
could go to work, go home, and then she would have to charge it, right?
Dang.
Yeah, so she could never come out here. So when she did, she would come in at like 6 o'clock in the morning, drive all the way out here to see us, and then we'd have to plug her in all day, and she could leave by 8 o'clock that night.
Oh my God.
So like it was like, okay, I'm coming for the day. You know, we're coming up with a day's activities.
Yeah.
But she just traded it in for a Chevy. Let me look up their cars. Why? I don't know why I can't think of it now.
I'm looking at I don't know who makes it, but it's called the Maverick.
The Maverick. What's that
The
one?
Maverick. It's a truck and it's a hybrid and it's a 4-seater, which is also a bonus because my truck only seats 2,
Okay.
which is fine for, me and Richard. But there's
Yeah.
been several times where like we need to be more than just me and Richard and we have to take his car and it's not always convenient because
Yeah.
he has an electric car.
Oh. The Mustang's not an electric car. Or did you get rid of the
No.
Mustang?
Yeah, we got rid of the Mustang like a year ago now.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the electric car? What do you have?
It's an Ioniq 5.
I think that's the ones that Mary was actually like really into. She was into
They're
that
very
brand, I
cool.
think.
It's an awesome car, and I like it a lot. We drive his car way more than we drive my truck,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even like need. I considered 2. I was like, we don't need 2 cars, but there's definitely days where like he has to go into the office, and I want to be able to do my own thing.
So, I mean, that was like, remember when when I was going back to work, because I had told, when we went work from home, Belinda gave her car away because I don't have to go anywhere anymore.
Yeah,
And now she doesn't have a car.
right.
And then we start going back to the office. I was like, well, I guess I'll pick you up because how else are you going to get there? I mean,
Yeah, that's why Richard had
you're
to
not going to buy a whole car just to go to work.
Yeah, that's why Richard had to trade in the Mustang because he got that when it was going to be like a work from home time, and then immediately after he bought it, they're like, "Okay, come back into work," and we weren't going to be like the Mustang eats gas, like it just fucking
Yeah.
guzzles it. So he was getting like 17 miles to the gallon, which is not feasible for a car that has to travel like 60 miles a day. So
Yeah. Damn, dude, I like cannot find which one that is. So she had a Spark, not a Leaf.
Okay.
Right? But anyway, she got a new Chevy something, and that thing is fucking nice. I love that thing, and it's spacious.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. It's nice. And it made me want to get one. So, like, I'm kind of thinking about it, too, getting a new car. But
You've
I
been
would...
in the market for a new car for a little while though, because you're still driving the Mitsu,
I mean,
right?
I will not get rid of that thing until it explodes.
That was my thing with my truck, but then the other day the screen stopped working inside, so I was like, well,
Yeah. Well, I don't have one of those, so I'm good. But
Yeah,
when I
mine
do
was,
the volume up and down on the steering wheel, they go in the opposite directions.
oh man, mine too. And I have to, okay, so there's like, there's a button for change the radio channel and a button for turn the volume up and down, and they're reversed.
Yeah.
But they're also each reversed. So like up is down and down is up, and they each
Yeah.
control each other.
Yeah, the worst is when... Because sometimes, if I do it while the wheel's turned, they both do the same function. So, like, I'm trying to turn it down, and going down cranks it up, so I press up, and it cranks it up more. I'm like, God damn it! Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, cars are
But nope,
fun.
I will just keep driving it forever.
Yeah, I don't have a car payment right now, which is why I'm like, I don't want to get a
Exactly.
new car. And it's so nice to not have a car payment.
Especially because you can't get car payments for like less than $400 or $500 anymore.
Yeah, they're fucking insane. They're crazy.
Because mine was $350. Taylor's was like $350
Mine
when
was,
she got
I think,
that. The
mine was
Civic.
something like $175.
That's
And
amazing.
I was able to like put money down and paid it off early and shit. So
I'm gonna have to so my mom got a car a year ago, and it was like it was like the last Chevy Malibu year that they were gonna have, and I guess they were just trying to unload them. So they were like, "Come trade your car, and no matter what piece of shit you bring in, we'll do you for $295 for a car payment or something."
all right.
And so mom went, and they couldn't match it, and she was like, "Nope, your ad said this, make it that,"
Make it happen.
and they did. And I'm like, see, I should do one of those deals, but like, when you listen to music in that car, it's not good. You know, I'm like, how much do I really want to concede? Sure, it's a new car, but like, I hate music in the car now. I don't want that.
Yeah,
You know.
that's not good.
But yeah, one day I'll get a car. But I won't ask anybody because they'll call me and email me for years.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you about what happened today and why. Well, first, I want to tell you something gross. You want to hear something gross?
Always.
In case you didn't know this could happen. So, me and a lady at work were both going to the eye doctor this week.
Uh-huh.
So, I was going because I just want new glasses. My prescription's like 2 years old. I just need to do that. But I also want to know if like LASIK's on the table in the future. So, I got like a full eye exam. And he
Yeah.
didn't seem to fucking care about LASIK. He was like, you just do whatever you want to do. So I
Okay.
guess you don't have to meet any rules anymore. He's just all like,
Just go in and be like, I want the
"Oh."
lasers. And they give you the lasers.
Pretty much. You want to know this, though, that I found interesting? This is not the gross part.
Okay.
But, like, so I was at the eye doctor for, like, 2 hours today.
My God. What were they doing to you?
Nothing. That's the problem.
Oh, no.
They dilated my eyes and put me in the dark room, and I think they forgot I was there.
Oh, God. Nightmare.
So I hear him talking to another lady at some point, and I hear him go like, "Oh yeah, you know, so your glaucoma test came out like this, but we actually have to add like 5 points, so this is your true pressure." And she was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, the pressure behind your eyes is also directly correlated to the thickness of your cornea."
Okay.
And he was like, "Get this, but you didn't know this." But back in like the 90s and stuff, when you know, LASIK really started to take off and it was happening more, they were finding glaucoma tests were coming back skewed, like in mass.
Weird.
So he was like, that's when they learned that like the thickness of your cornea relates to the pressure behind your eye. So since you're thinning out your cornea when you do LASIK, it's actually changing how we have to test for your glaucoma and how we do the scale.
Strange. Okay.
And I was like, that's interesting. Are we ever going to pick me for a room? You know, like, I'm just sitting there hearing all this conversation. But so, anyway, this lady at work had cataract surgery.
Okay.
Right? Same thing that my mom had, where she's got the glass in her eyes now and I can't look at her in the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she goes, yeah, I got to go to the eye doctor this week. Like, I'm pretty much like, I can't see in one eye anymore. And I was like,
Why?
why are you so nonchalant about this? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Casual.
She was like, yeah, like it's just kind of like there's a curtain like fabric that like gets in the way, and it like, you know, like
No.
I'll see like streaks or waterfalls like I'm looking through something, and then like it'll disappear, but then it'll come back, and then it's hazy, but then it's like a complete blackout of stuff. And I was like, yeah, you should go.
That's terrifying. My granny, one time, I was sitting with her at the kitchen table, and she's like, oh my God, what's on the wall? And I'm like,
Okay.
looking. And she's like, you don't see that dripping down the wall? It's like blood. I'm like, Granny, we're taking you to the hospital right now. What the fuck are you talking about? And her cornea was coming detached.
Oh,
And she
okay.
was like seeing the blood in her eyeball. It was so scary.
Okay. Gross. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Sorry.
No, so she went, and she was like waiting on pins and needles for me to show up the next day to work. She was like, oh, "You're here. I have to tell you what he said."
Oh my God.
My eye jelly came loose.
No. I hate
So
that.
when you get cataract surgery, your eye jelly can come detached.
What does that even mean? What's the jelly?
So the goo in your eye just like free form starts moving. And so
No.
that's what she was seeing and why it would shift, kind of like an eye floater thing, right?
How do they fix that?
You wait. It'll fucking figure itself out. That's what they
Cool.
said. They said, yeah, you just kind of got to wait. Like in a week, it'll be fine again.
Just put it back in the fridge for a little while. It'll set up.
Yeah. But so your eye jelly can come detached, by the way.
That's nasty, and I hate
And
it.
that's literally what it's called. Just
No.
your eye jelly.
I don't like this.
So there's your little gross tidbit. But so I went to the eye doctor today.
Yes.
I just wanted to get a prescription, make sure everything was good. And I didn't know I was so fucked up, by the way. Oh my God. So
What's
weird.
wrong?
But so I was talking to the guy doing like the prescription thing with me. And my prescription did go up. So I'm now a 6 and a 6.25.
Oh, wow.
And remember, that's legally blind. That one guy
Yeah.
told me was a 6, right? So I went, oh, so I'm legally blind now, right? And he goes, what? And I was like, I had another eye doctor say that 6 is like considered legally blind. And he was like, that is absolutely fucking false.
Okay.
He goes, legally blind. He was so taken aback, like, I don't understand. He goes, no, legally blind means even with corrective lenses, even with glasses, you can't get the vision better than like 20/100 or something.
Wow. Okay.
He was like, you're correctable to 20/20. You're not even close to remotely fucking blind. That's
That's so
absolutely false information.
you went in and you were like, Doc, I'm blind.
And I was like,
you're
oh.
definitely not.
Okay, I should recount, step that back to everybody I've told I'm almost legally blind. So, but cool to know. I didn't know that. No, 6 is just a number. It's not blind. So we do that, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna do this test, and I was like, oh, is this the eye puff thing? And he goes, oh no, we don't do that anymore. And I was like, then how do you do glaucoma? And he's like, oh, you'll get that later.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So we did some other test, and then they took me back to dilate my eyes, and she's like, okay, we're going to do a numbing drop first, so 2 numbing drops, and then she goes, now the dilate stuff, which that stuff burns every time. Why does dilate stuff burn so much?
Why do they have to numb you to dilate you? Is that normal?
No. It's
Okay.
because of the glaucoma test.
No? Okay.
You ready?
They're
Here's how
not
they
just
do the
puff puff?
glaucoma test. We don't do puff puff. They don't do puff puff anymore.
What do they do?
They numb your fucking eye, and they take a little wand
No.
and poke you straight in the fucking eyeball.
Why? I didn't want that.
Yeah, I kind of panicked because I didn't know what was happening. Cause
I don't think you went to a real doctor.
she goes, look straight, and then she started like touching, and I was like, oh wait, okay, redo that one. I got this now. Like you didn't warn me about what was
Yeah.
happening. But so yeah, it's just like a little tiny stick, right? And they numb your eye, and they just press in till the machine makes a buzz that like that's the right pressure to stop at, and then they just take it off, put it on the other one, and that's how they do your glaucoma now.
That is not what I had done when I just went to the eye doctor like several weeks ago.
This is kind of like the whole getting your oil changed. They have a new process where they actually vacuum the oil out from the top. They don't let it drain
we're
out the
talking
bottom.
about cars now, not eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they vacuuming out of you?
No. But like every time I go, they always still just do the old way where they let it drain out the pan at the bottom when they have the new technology that they don't use. So I feel like
Okay.
the wand is like the new technology, but
I
like
feel like
not everybody wants to do that, so they just do the puff puff.
yeah, I feel like a puff of air is way better technology than let me poke your eye with a stick.
But I didn't feel anything. Like it was totally fine.
Because they had to numb you. Like with
Well,
the
yeah,
puff of air, you don't
yeah.
ever get numbed.
They had to numb me, but it's not like my eyes hurt. But I do think that's what led to the rest of the day. So they dilate my eyes, and then they go, okay, go sit in the dark room and wait. So I'm sitting there, and I kept my glasses off and just like closed my eyes so like the eye drops could really sink in or whatever.
Marinate.
Yeah, and so I'm just like thinking, I'm doing stuff, and I was like, okay, let me check the time. I was like, all right, it's been like 20 minutes, whatever. Sitting there thinking, and then I was like, it's like 10:28. Like it's been like 40 minutes or more now.
That's a long time to sit there
So-
alone and dilated.
I was like, I guess I'll just do something. So I was like, I'll read my prescription paper. And so
Okay.
I like pull it out, and I'm like, I can't fucking read this.
Oh no.
I can't fucking focus at all. Like, I can't make anything out on this piece of paper. I was like, I just read a piece of paper minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. But I was like, did something go wrong? Like, am I blind now?
That's terrifying. Did you start
And
panicking
so-
and yelling? Because I would have.
No, because I figured clearly it's not something super wrong. But what I think it is when they numbed my eye, it just like relaxed all the muscles, and they just couldn't focus anymore.
You were just sitting there with lizard eyes looking at both sides of the room.
I could see far away with my glasses on, but like up
Okay.
close, like nothing, literally nothing. It was so I would take my glasses off to look at them just with my, special eyes normally,
Yeah.
which then he made fun of me too, because he was like, I mean, there's some nearsighted people, but damn, you're really nearsighted. I was like, I know. So finally, an hour later, they call me back in there to do the thing, and then they had to run like 5 more tests because I'm fucked up. So he looks in my eye, the thing where like you have to look straight ahead, and they shine that fucking long white light in there that fucking
Yeah, I hate that.
sears and is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So he like looks in there, and then like he looks at the left, and he goes, hang on. He goes back to the right, back to the left. Look around some more. And he's like really looking in the left one, and I was like, okay. And he's like, well, by the way, your glaucoma test means nothing to me.
Okay.
You're not high, you're not low, you're right in the middle. Can't really do a lot with that.
All right.
Your, I guess, retinas, he was like, normally, they're like the same. If I look in your right eye, see your, retinal stem, I should be able to look at the left one, and it looked pretty much the same. Yours do
Yeah.
not look the same.
What does that mean?
I don't know. But he goes, this one's like a 6, and this one's like a 2. He goes,
What does
they
that
should be the exact
mean?
same. He goes, that probably just means you were born this way, but now we have to run another test to make sure you're all good, and then we'll go from there. So then I had to go run another test, and then he just like calls me into the back room later. They sit me in the dark room again, and then he just like, hey, Robert. And so I just like get up and I go to like where he's back there with all the nurses or whatever, and then he just gives me the final breakdown and was all like, oh yeah, that test came right. You were just born a little weird, but your eyes are
We all
totally
knew that
good.
anyway.
Everything's fine. Get out of here. And then he just walked
Cool.
away.
What the fuck?
And so I'm standing in like the employee area of the fucking doctor's office while the lady's typing up the notes, and I was like, do you just let people back here? Like, all the records are right here. I don't know. I didn't think I should be back here,
Yeah.
And then they let me go. So I was like, all right, well, I was going to go to the office because it's so close by. I was like, but I can't even read a piece of paper in front of my face. I don't know if I'll be able to see anything on my computer screens to do work.
Could you even drive?
Oh, yeah, because that's all far away.
Okay.
So drove to the office, backed in my parking spot. I was like, yeah, see, I can see. Get up there, and I'm like, I don't understand anything.
I can't read.
And so I'm like really trying to focus, and it like kind of made me nauseous, like
Oh.
all the strain from it. So I was like, I'm just going to go home.
Good idea.
So I am my boss. He didn't answer after 30 minutes, so I just left.
Nice.
Just pieced out, ran home, and I was like, I'm just going to lay with Bumbus, because I told you before now, but he's all sick and
Crusty.
allergic to something right now.
Yeah.
So I just pulled him up in the bed, and I was like, we're going to sleep, buddy. And literally slept from like 3 until 6:30.
And that's when you texted me, like, are we podcasting?
I know, like, I woke up and went, what time is it?
What day is it?
I was like, did I miss Kelsey? Did I fuck it up? Taylor's like, no, it's like 6 something. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay. I haven't eaten today. Can we eat real quick?
God.
So just like microwave some stuff, ate it, moved on.
All right.
And here we are. Here we are.
I'm glad you're alive.
And
It
I
sounds
can
like a
see
whole
everything
ordeal.
again. Like I can see everything again.
Good.
So
you
to
just needed
me-
sleep.
To me, it had to be the numbing drops, and it made like all my eye muscles just go like, I don't work anymore. And I couldn't focus on nothing. Like I could not focus my eyes
That's
on anything.
wild.
It was kind of scary because I was like, did the dilation drops fuck me up? Like, did it burn through my soul? I don't understand.
I'm always worried at the eye doctor that they're going to do something like, oops, you're blind now, and like accidentally fuck up my whole shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I went good though. So
Good. So did you find out that you can get LASIK, or was the guy just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care?
yeah, he said, yeah, I mean, they'll just do this version because your eyes are this shape, and then that was it. So I guess the whole like your prescription needs to not change for 3 years bullshit, I guess isn't
Yeah.
a fucking thing because they just changed, and he didn't say, well, LASIK's out.
Yeah.
I didn't have the whole Little Miss Sunshine, the whole like, oh, you can't fly planes because you're colorblind. I'm out there, "Rah!" you know. So I guess it's fine. So I don't know, maybe one day, but it's gonna change my glaucoma test
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get thin corneas, you know. But next week, I have to go back for my contact fitting thing because they didn't have the contacts there to test them, and because of my some number on it now, they're gonna have to tweak the type of contact they give me for the spherical. I don't know. She kept saying spherical, so I'm gonna try a normal contact and a torsic contact.
What is that?
I don't know, but I want that one. It sounds cool.
Torsic? It sounds like it's going to torsion your eyes out.
Yeah, I was like, it's just like some kind of like torque thing.
So your eyes are both like -6,
Something like that. Yeah,
and you can wear contact. Do you have astigmatism?
that's what they said. The 0.75 number means I'm like just astigmatistic enough that they have to think about something, but I'm not like horribly astigmatistic, I guess.
Okay. Because I'm like, my eyes are not as bad as yours. I'm like -4.25 and -3.75.
Yeah.
But I have astigmatism, like severe in one of them. And I'm wondering, because remember when I tried contacts, they were like, we can't make contacts for your eyes. They're too special.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the fuck that is.
Well, so when I brought up LASIK, the guy was like, yeah, they would just have to do this version because your eyes are really elongated.
Elongated.
And I've seen a chart about that before, like what causes nearsighted and all that stuff. So like mine are more, I guess, like not even like grape shaped. Like they're not so round. They're actually kind of like more pointed
Like
in a way.
conical?
Kind of. And so I wonder if that's what astigmatism is all about, is more that shape. And
That's
yours are
okay,
maybe
yeah.
more pointy than mine.
Eye doctor's right in. I don't know what's going on.
Astigmatism, is an imperfection in the curvature of the eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a picture. Oh. Okay, so I guess what they're saying is astigmatism. Oh. Okay. So it is where like the curvature of the eye, it refracts light to different places in the back of your eye. So
Oh.
that's why I guess things get blurry. Like when it's coming in, all the pictures going in like two directions now.
That's fucked. So that's why lights look stupid. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why they don't really for me, because that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now we know. We're learning things here on YMBToAP.
We're so smart at YMBToAP. See, we don't even have people to tell us. We just tell you guys because we learn it. We
Just
see
Google
and learn.
it.
Yeah, so there's a picture right here. It's showing like light coming in, and there's one beam of light focal point in the background here. Let me show you. And then with astigmatism, it's like hitting multiple points in the back.
Oh.
That makes
I
a lot of
see.
sense.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. But so
That's
see, like,
wild.
it's not even that it's more like elongated up front. It just somehow
It's like some shit
refracts
happening
it different
inside the
in there.
eye. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not that astigmat, because she even said you have slight astigmatism. So I have like way
Yeah.
worse vision, but I'm not really astigmatistic. Astigmatized. There we go.
There we go.
Well, so also then he said something about the whole eye floater thing, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Do you have
I was like,
floaters?
huh?
You have floaters?
No, I've never had one.
Okay.
Have you ever had them?
Not really. I mean,
We're
if I,
fucking elite right here, man. Ooh. Because I was telling him, like, yeah, I had a friend, which was Ferdin. We were watching Family Guy, and there was a whole joke about eye floaters.
Uh-huh.
And Ferdin was, like, really laughing, and I was like, I don't really get it. And he was like, you've never had an eye floater? And I was like, no. Is that what it's like? And he was like, that's exactly what it's like. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know that.
Okay.
But
My
so,
mom has something called like, I forget what it is. It's called like galaxy eyes or something, where like she just constantly sees fucking stars
Googling
all the time.
that. Galaxy eyes.
That's
And then I'm just
Yu-Gi-Oh.
getting contacts and Yu-Gi-Oh. Or just drawings of galaxies in an eye. Galaxy eyes condition?
Yeah, there we go.
Ooh. Okay, I don't like those pictures.
No, yeah, they're gross.
So that can't be the same thing because this is pretty. This is called asteroid hylosis. It's an eye condition that causes you to develop tiny glittering yellow particles or flecks in your eye. That sounds gorgeous.
That sounds
kidding me?
cute.
Yeah, it does. Oh, look at that. I would fucking kill for that. That's dope looking.
It's gonna affect your vision. You don't want that.
I mean, probably. Well, no, because that's the pupil. The pupil doesn't have vision. That's just where the light sources
That's where
come
all
in.
the vision is.
No, that's just the light part. Oh, but look right here. Symptoms: small white spots or floaters in your vision. Damn
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Yeah, my mom just constantly sees like a field of stars.
It's a buildup of calcium and fats, and I'm gonna guess the eye jelly. Yep. The vitreous humor,
vitreous
the gel-like
humor.
fluid between the retina and the lens of the eye. Yep, the eye jellies.
I don't want to look at eyes anymore. I'm getting freaked out.
But that one's so cool. That makes me sad. How come all the good stuff is bad?
How come all the good stuff is bad, y'all?
I hate this. So anyway, toric contact lenses are what I'm supposed to think about, but I don't know the difference.
Okay.
Okay. A toric contact lens is a contact lens that's shaped like a slice of a donut, which helps correct
What?
astigmatism.
So there's a hole in the middle?
Let's pull up
Shaped
this
like a
picture.
slice of a donut. I've never heard it phrased that way.
Oh yeah, look. That's not a great picture, but yeah, there's like a different little spot in the center.
That's weird.
Oh, weird.
So it's like a different material?
I think so. Maybe you could get these then, because she said we tend to go more toric contact lenses for astigmatism, and she was like, "But you're
Okay.
so slight, I don't know if that's a good choice, but we're gonna try both on you." So
I hope you guys wanted to learn about eyeballs today.
eyeballs are neat. Anyway,
Anyway,
I went blind for about 4 hours and went to sleep. So
good stuff.
okay.
It's been nice weather again, finally, which is making me very happy because I get really sad. I would have to stay indoors all the time. So
I've been sweating the past couple of days.
isn't it nice? I love to get out and sweat. I'm so ready. We've been going out on our tricycles because
Okay.
we're the coolest kids in town, and getting little bike rides around the neighborhood and stuff. And our favorite thing to do is just like bike around and look at the different houses in the area because we live in an area that's not like cookie cutter, you know? So
Yeah.
the houses all have like different architecture and there's no like HOA. So everyone's like painting their house weird
Ooh.
colors and stuff. And
Customized.
yeah,
as one
it's
would
very
say.
cool stuff. It's like the neighborhood is so awesome over here. I would love to just drive you around sometime and look at all the cool shit.
Okay.
But also, what we're finding on our trike rides is there is a shitload of good furniture that people are just like putting to the curb.
Okay.
So I'm developing a reputation pretty quickly for the tricycle weirdo who goes around and just picks up garbage.
Oh my God.
So I've found 2 pieces of really nice furniture in my past 2 days, like 2 for 2.
Okay.
So I got myself a nice little end table where we can put all of our video game controllers and shit. And then I got I don't know if you can see it behind me. There's like a chest back here.
Okay.
It's like a big ass shelf with like a bunch of drawers and stuff. It was kind of fucked up. Like the top was popped off and it was like really weebly and wobbly. But honestly, wood glue and some screws, and I tightened it down with my truck straps, so it's like all strapped up back there, just waiting to dry.
Okay.
And it's instantly like new furniture, and it's fantastic, and I'm very excited. I'm just having a great time triking around the city and picking up other people's garbage to take home.
Pretty soon, they're just gonna start bringing it to your doorstep, being like, "Do you want this?
You're the tricycle weirdo. You want some garbage? I brought this for you."
Well, when you said that, I was like, what, are you reading some, like, Denton neighborhoods page? And they're all like, are you guys seeing the trike lady? She keeps stealing all my furniture.
I'm not stealing. It's free garbage. It's mine.
You know,
man's trash,
actually,
another man's treasure.
I don't think it was the right helmet, but somebody did have a stormtrooper, but I think it had like the red face. It wasn't the like Ahsoka orange one or whatever.
Oh man!
But it was like this tall. Like it was humongous.
What the fuck? Just
and
like,
I, like
sitting out?
Yeah, it was in like their bulk trash thing, and I looked at it like 5 times and was like, I'm gonna go get that for Kelsey.
You should have.
And then as soon as I went over there, another family had taken it right across the street, and their daughter was playing with it, and I was like, you little, never mind. But I looked at it and was all like, I think Kelsey would like this, even though it's
like that.
Just the red face. It's not, the special one. But yeah, I almost grabbed you something one day.
I love trash.
I regret not doing it like all the time.
I love trash. That's all I got to say on the matter. Like, I think that everyone should bike around their neighborhood and pick up somebody else's trash.
3rd grade? I think it was 3rd grade. Me and one of my friends were dumpster diving at Peter's Colony.
Hell yeah.
Right? And we found Scud the Disposable Assassin, that comic book. That's how I fucking found one of my favorite comic books of all time, in the trash.
I love digging through trash.
I would have never known about it.
Feel good.
Yeah. Get out there and dig through some trash, guys.
There you go.
Find you something. Want to take a quick break and go dig through some trash real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get our helmets on.
Oh, you think you know what happened to me? Look, I'm back, and I'm about to unearth all the secrets in Old Cove. So do a little refresher on Season 1 and get caught up before Season 2 arrives. Trust and believe. You don't want to miss what's coming.
Welcome to Severed, a podcast suite that offers a rotation of content centered around true crime to paranormal cases. Severed True Crime covers high to low profile true crime cases like the Westfield Watcher, The Staircase, The Keepers, and other binge-worthy favorites on Netflix. Severed Paranormal peers into the corner-moon windows of the Amityville Horror House, the Conjuring House, and other mysterious cases, locations, and urban legends.
I'm Harry Chambers.
And I'm Drew Hudson. We want you along for this investigative and haunting roundup. Scare you soon.
Speaking of Severed podcast, I watched a crime show.
Okay.
So, actually, our friends over at Severed reviewed this, and you had told me a couple of months ago that I should watch it. It's Woman of the Hour. So,
the Anna Kendrick thing.
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I liked it more than I thought I was going to. Like, the first half of the movie is a little bit slow, where it's just like kind of cutting between these different vignettes of like who this girl is and who this dude is and how they're gonna meet each other.
It's not. I don't think it's a must watch. Like, it's gonna change your perception of like crime movies. For me, there's one scene that's why you watch it.
Yes, and I fully agree with you. My God, it's a very tense movie. It does tension very well.
Yes.
And it doesn't show you the crime most of the time, which is good because I don't like to watch crime in movies, honestly.
Because it's not about the gratuitous part. It's about the feelings around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole scene with Anna Kendrick where it's like after the dating game part and they're walking back to her car.
Yeah.
And it's dark at night. The parking lot is deserted. She doesn't know this guy. And after like a short date with him, she's starting to realize like maybe he's kind of a creep. And the way that he carries himself and the way that he delivers that line is so fucking scary.
Yeah.
And I think literally every woman has been there, unfortunately. Like, it's so chilling the way that he talks under his breath, and like listening to the movie just in surround sound, you know?
Yeah.
It's a line that's he's delivering it
see,
so...
I didn't even watch it in surround sound. You saying I got to watch it again?
I mean, it was pretty intense.
Okay.
Because the whisper kind of comes like... So she turns around to go walk to her car, and I don't even remember what he says. He's just like, I could fucking bash your head in, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah. That shit was creepy.
So creepy. Yeah. That's the scene you're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
When she's walking to her car, and he's like just off camera, but you hear the footsteps as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The footsteps part didn't get me so bad, but it was just the delivery of that line. Like, it literally, I felt ice in my heart. It was so scary.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I felt like the way that they didn't cut from it, we just showed the full walk and we walked with her. And so you're like, how far away is this? Because I was like, this car can't be this fucking far away. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
it makes
you
you
also
feel that
can't
far
run.
away.
You can't run because then it's like, I know you're behind me and all that shit. And I don't know, like, have you had that walk before?
Yes. Remember I told you in Arkansas that dude was following me?
Oh, yeah. That's right. When you went to Pizza Inn.
Yes. Very scary. Every single woman on this planet has had that experience. Like,
exactly.
No matter.
That's why I thought it was so good, because I felt what I would imagine. Me watching the scene, I think gave me the feeling of the people that actually have had to do that. You know.
Yeah. It set the tone and it didn't let up. Like it pushed you to that point. It's very good in the way that they did that. And the end of the movie was heartbreaking. Like, I knew that this killer existed. I haven't really like looked into him or anything.
Yeah.
But the way that they end up catching him is that he is with this like runaway girl and, ends up violating her and beating her up really bad. And the only reason she escapes is because she tells him like, this is so embarrassing. Can you not tell anybody about this?
Oh, dude, she was so smart. I was so for her. Yes.
I was crying by the end of it because, like, my God, what a smart way to get out of it. And I just like really felt for that character. Just the way that the way the actress played it too was just so convincing and sad.
I know.
Man, good movie, and I appreciate you recommending it to me.
I did like that movie a lot, and that was like Anna Kendrick's first directorial movie, so I would love to see what she could potentially do next, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like you said, she definitely captured tension. She captured vibes very, very well.
Which, isn't that so funny for a comedic actress to like go that route with her first directorial movie? Like, that's nuts.
I feel like most funny people are always into like the worst stuff as well. So she was probably like, all right, time to get into some of the other stuff now that I like.
Time to pull out the darkness.
I've been hiding this one away. Here we go. Well, speaking to that, I watched a movie that you brought up. The reason I was excited was because, okay, so I had to double check. It said from the producer.
Yes.
No, wait. I think that's what it said.
It's like the production company, right?
No, it is the same guy.
Okay.
But that's what's different. Okay, so anyway, I watched Companion, finally.
Yes.
Right? And when you bring up the word barbarian, you're automatically compared to that. Like, you should not have said from barbarian, because now I'm like, okay, I have an expectation now.
Yeah.
That this did not meet.
It wasn't barbarian levels of like, what the fuck is happening?
And that's what, because I was like, all right, there's going to be some fucking twist. And I was like, oh no, the movie's just what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of twists along the way, but
not barbarian style.
Not barbarian style. No, there wasn't like some freaky weird titty monster in the basement or anything.
But why not? Oh, okay. I do have it pulled up here. Okay, so I don't know how they bill it. I just know they say something about
It's
Barbarian.
like from the producers of Barbarian. Or from the minds that brought you
A
Barbarian.
new kind of love story from the creators
there you
of
go.
Barbarian, right? Okay. So here's the thing, which I think you'll find very interesting before I get more into that. The guy who... I think it's the guy that wrote this movie.
Mhm.
No, he just produced it. Okay, cool. Okay, so he's just the producer. The producer of this is the guy that wrote and directed Barbarian.
Okay.
So basically, he just fronted the money. But he has really nothing to do with it. His hands are just back here, going like, hey,
Okay.
here's the money for it. Go make your movie.
Yeah.
He was penciled to direct it as well, which makes me go, what the fuck would this movie have been if he was in charge of it, right?
Yeah.
But he handpicked the guy that wound up directing it.
Okay.
So it's not Barbarian.
No.
But it's I think I gave it like a 9 out of 10 still. Like for what it is, good movie.
Can we
Great
go into
movie.
spoilers?
Huh? Are we
Can we go into spoilers?
Yes, because I want to tell you how you know I like fucked up shit.
Yes.
The ending really made me cringe, though.
Yeah.
The idea of an insanely slow corkscrew going through the temple fucks my world up.
He just sat
Dude.
there and took it too. Like it was so gross.
He did, and the way they focused on him, and then like as it's going, that eye finally like it went like Final Destination. Remember when the guy's like being choked by the cord, and then his
God,
eye
I hate that part
blood
so
vessels
much.
pop?
Yes.
That's what his eye does. When it gets behind the eye, it goes, and it like
Nasty.
pops. The eye jellies
awful.
pop.
No.
So, like everything else, I was like, this is pretty good, and then that literally made me like I curled up so hard.
I loved that this movie, like, once the action starts, it doesn't give you any reprieve from it. It's just like, it's one of the, it was kind of, it reminded me of Uncut Gems a little bit, because it's like they get into
Okay.
a situation and then they make it worse, and then they make it worse, and then they make it
Yeah.
worse. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And I was like, when is it going to like let up? And it never ever does.
I had one problem with it, and I can't figure out what the deal is with it. So I just watched a movie with this lady in it, Sophie Thatcher. So we just watched Heretic like a week beforehand.
Okay, let me look up this Sophie Thatcher.
Do you know what Heretic is? You might really like that one. That's
do not.
the Hugh Grant Mormon movie.
Oh.
That movie was dope, dude. That was really good.
Okay, so Sophie Thatcher's the main robot lady.
Yes. Her mouth in this movie was so weird.
This is why it's not a 10 out of 10 for you.
No,
Okay.
it's not a 10 out of 10 because you put the word barbarian on it and then severely undelivered
Okay.
to what barbarian could be.
So if you went into this movie not associating the word barbarian with it,
I still probably give it like a 9 out of 10. Like I'm not like
Okay.
super shaken by it. I think it's
Yeah.
good enough. I kind of would like to see maybe a 2 because I would kind of like to see. I know that's not the point anymore, but I would like to see it kind of go a little like what happens now that she's free, you know?
yeah.
That has me intrigued. But like I didn't know there were so many movies like this. There's actually another one I want to watch with Megan Fox called Subservience, which is kind of the
Ooh.
same kind of thing, but that
Okay.
one has horrible ratings.
People
But
don't like Megan
it's-
Fox.
But it's kind of the same thing. She's like a line of kind of like companion bots, but hers develops like an anger thing and starts like hurting people.
Okay.
So that one sounds a bit more Megan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one was definitely not. This was not, you know, killer robot companion thing. This was, dude, do you think they let her bump her intelligence back up? Because he dragged that shit to 0, and I was like,
Yeah.
girl, crank that back up.
I'm sure
You
she
need
did.
it. But
It was
like,
so sad. Like the way that the actress played it too, when they like pulled her intelligence from 100 down to 0, the way that her
Yeah.
eyes, like she did so much acting just in her face alone without moving at all
Yeah.
or saying anything. I was like, this is incredible.
I do agree with some of Taylor's critiques. There were moments where like some of it just looked CGI and like out of place.
Oh, really?
I feel like there was one. So there's one scene where she's just like sitting like in like the powered down mode on this couch,
Mhm.
and she looks photoshopped on the couch, like she's not even really there. It was really weird looking. And then Taylor didn't like the arm scene
Oh, I loved the arm scene.
because she was like, it doesn't look right. Like something about it didn't look right, and it just like not like it made her not like the movie, but she was like, this looks weird. Like
Uh-huh.
you could have done that better. But then at the end, I did think this too. I love when she's pulling the skin off of her fingers.
That was so gross.
But like, so this is from what, 2025? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
2025. And I was like, wow, Terminator 2 still did a practical hand better than
Yeah.
this.
For sure.
I was like, we've seen such a better practical robot hand, and this one is not as good.
What was the budget for
25
this
years
movie?
later, you know?
But it was 10 million, so not
Fair.
extraordinary.
See, I like movies like this because you got like 4 actors, 1 location.
Mm-hmm.
That's cheap, easy movie making, and you can do a whole thing. So much happened in this movie for 1 location.
Yeah.
You know? I love the eyes thing. I thought that was fucking rad, dude. When she would
when
like
she was
turn
changing the
off.
color of her eyes.
Oh, well, that too. This is a really smart movie that I think they didn't get to go far into it.
Yeah, I think the runtime being what it was, like it's one of those
Yeah.
movies that gets in, gets out. It's 97 minutes. I think for what they were working with, they delivered a good product.
I agree with this line from some review that somebody gave it. They said, Companion's observations about relationship power dynamics are mostly just comedy ex machina, with the faintest hint of her neutered by a very big studio approach to its inherently kinky material. Because I feel
What?
like they did kind of play this safe. Like
You think
this
so?
could, I don't think this is very wild in any capacity, except for the one very scary jump shot orgasm moment by the guy. That was so a lot.
Yeah, that was too much.
Do you remember that? Just and it just cuts. It's such a
Yeah.
hard cut to that moment.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this movie's not about like the more gross stuff, but like with a companion robot, there's that actually was very interesting to me. There were the 2 guys from the place that made her,
Uh-huh.
and they come to pick her up, and there's like the new guy that's in training, and he's like, why do you think he would mod her like that? And he's like, well, that's the same reason for the ones that get him and they keep him in the basement and torture him, or then they do this. Like, there's fucked up people, Teddy. You got to get used to this shit. And I was like, yeah, now that's what I'm curious about. I want to see this weird part
You
of
want
the
the
world.
world
How
building?
people are
I
like,
don't want that.
are like, what's the things that fucked up people would do with the technology? You
Yeah.
know? Oh, and actually, do you know why this movie's a 9 out of 10?
Tell me why.
Because fucking Patrick killed himself, dude. Oh, I was so in love with that bot, dude. I
Bot.
loved him.
He was
so
awesome.
good. And then he
I-
just cattle prodded his face. I hated that. Oh, it made me so sad.
So you haven't watched What We Do in the Shadows, but my favorite character from that show is Guillermo, and that is the guy who plays the other
Yeah.
the other guy in that friend group.
I have seen episode 1 of that show.
I love him so much. He carries that show, and it's like to see him get a movie after that show has come to its conclusion. I was so happy
You're like,
for him. I
"Thank
hope that
God."
he gets many more roles because he's so good. Harvey Guillen, he's just amazing.
Yeah. He's so cute.
He's
a
so
little
cute.
dude. Oh my god. He was
I
Odie
loved-
in the Garfield movie. Oh, and
Okay.
he's a hell of a boss, actually.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I loved when they were doing the whole like meet cute thing and how they implanted the memories and how he like switched himself out for
Yeah.
Guillermo in the memory. I was like, that was amazing when they had the whole like take off the dinosaur head moment.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
perfect.
It's a good movie.
It's a
It's
very,
very
good
good.
movie. I enjoyed it so much. It's literally one of my top movies of the past 5 years. It made me so happy.
I do like it, but it wasn't like one of my like, oh man. Although I have told everybody at work to watch it.
Good. So you're happy
Mostly-
you saw it.
Oh, I'm very happy I saw it. I kind of want more. Like I want something else from
I'm
this.
happy to
like,
take this one like for what it was. It had the world building that was implied, so you can like think about all the different shit that happens in this
Yeah.
in this different universe where they have all these companion robots, but I don't want to see any of that.
That's exactly what I want. I want all that extra shit now. Like you've like introduced me, you like invited me in. Now where's the rest? I want the rest. This could be a very rich series with
Yeah,
way more
definitely.
stuff. Because you could almost do it Black Mirror style. It's like different stories with the bots in different scenarios.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know?
this is basically a Black Mirror episode made movie length, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It was good, and I like how they did some of the effects and stuff. Like I was saying, like her eyes when they go like power down and they just
Uh-huh.
like gloss over. I love that shit.
Yeah, that was cool.
So
So you didn't watch any previews, you didn't learn anything about the movie going into it, right?
So I did, and
Okay.
then I even said on the show when we talked about it that I would guess after the show, and I realized I never guessed for you. I had wondered if she was a robot,
Yeah.
but I was not sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't
I
think
think-
it was more. I didn't think it was like a companion robot thing like this, and I never would have pictured that it was like semi heist movie, like we're
Yeah.
using you to steal money. You
Yeah,
know?
right. I don't like that they included the arm on fire scene in the preview. I think
Yeah,
that
that's what made me wonder.
Yeah. I think that really kind of gives everything away. If they had taken that scene out, then I think the preview would have been probably fine. But I feel like going into it, if you don't know that she's a robot, it's a totally different experience.
Oh yeah. So I wondered if she was a robot, but I was still like, I don't know if this is more like the Invisible Man, where
Yeah.
it's just like abusive, just like controlling guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept thinking like it's either robot or horrible relationship thing, and then it's kind of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
And I'm gonna give some props to old Jack Quaid there. That dude
Yes.
was kind of chilling. He was a
Yeah.
good bad guy.
He was a really good bad guy, very spooky. He had said going into this movie that he's like getting a lot of strikes at him about nepotism because his parents are,
Randy Quaid,
incredibly
or not
famous.
Randy,
Randy Quaid,
the other
Dennis
one.
Quaid, and Meg
Dennis
Ryan,
Quaid. Yeah,
right? Meg Ryan,
I don't know.
I think so. So yeah, he's getting a lot of like people sniping at him, like, "Oh, it's just a nepo baby. Like he's not a good actor." But he's like, "No, this is the movie that's going to show people I am a good actor."
Oh yeah. Every time I look him up, I forget who he is. He's got a movie coming out called Novocaine that I'm so
Yes!
stoked to
It looks
see.
so good. It looks
Like, are you kidding me?
ridiculous.
Yes. And so I guess he's on The Boys. Who is he in The Boys? I don't know.
It's his face is just like Meg Ryan's face, but on Dennis Quaid's body.
Oh, dude, I totally see Dennis Quaid in the eyes, like
Really?
hardcore. Oh yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna be watching The Boys soon.
Okay.
So expect tidbits from that, I guess, as
More
I go
stuff.
through. But yeah, Companion, solid. Thank you for recommending. Very good.
You are most welcome.
One more thing. I am not really doing it, but I wanted to tell you what's happening with it because you know we like to keep abreast here.
We
of
like
Love
to
is
keep
Blind,
abreast.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you play a lot of games, right?
Yes.
Video games and stuff. Do you ever play the same one like ad nauseum though, where it's
Dredge.
like it's so unfun because I've played it so much how can I make it harder for myself just to simply feel alive now? You ever do that?
The Sims.
And here's what I mean by that. I got a fucking TikTok of a guy who's played Mario Kart 8 so much that what he does now is when the match starts, he drives a full lap backwards in the wrong direction
What
and
the
then
fuck?
turns around and tries to get first place.
Why?
And he does. It's nuts.
Okay.
Like, you know how like people have a thing that they're so good at that they just go, well, how can I simply make it hard for myself because I have to do something else with it now.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with Love is Blind.
Okay.
So the new trend is you watch the show with the screen off so that you are now blind, listening to the conversations and falling in love and doing all the real stuff with them.
What? Why?
So we tried it and we watched episode 1 of the new season with the screen shut off, right?
Okay. So it's a podcast.
Yeah. Mary and Taylor pretty much were on board. They were getting it. I was lost and started tuning out. I was like, I can't fucking follow this. I got to see these people so that I can...
Make judgments.
But isn't that the point? Like I can see how disingenuous that face is saying these words to that girl, and I can go, oh yeah, we can't trust that guy.
Yeah.
You know, where now I'm also hearing the silky sweet words, so do I go, yeah, I believe the way they would believe, because they can't see, you know?
Sure.
But I also, they don't say their names a lot, so sometimes they'll just like transition to a new couple on a date, and we go, who are these people?
Yeah.
And then one time we were like, did we change girls? Because these two people sound the exact same, but then they reference different childhoods, because Taylor's trying to take notes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't want to take notes to watch this show either, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So
I feel like
it's interesting, but I do not recommend this type of challenge.
okay. It would be an interesting podcast experiment, actually, now that I'm like thinking about it, because if you have people listening to the show, listening to
Yeah.
strangers like fall in love or not, and then you can like go to our Instagram to see the reveals.
Yeah.
That'd be fascinating.
So that's how you're supposed to watch it. All of the pods, you watch it blind, but then when they meet, you turn the screen on, and then you meet them for the same time as well.
I don't have good
Doesn't
enough.
that just sound like a complicated way to watch the show, though?
Yeah, I don't have good enough auditory processing skills to do that. Like, I need the subtitles and the mouths.
You know, that was because Taylor needs subtitles, but she was picking up on it pretty good. So I'm like, is it just that when you're looking at the people, you just get too drawn in by features that you're like, oh, I just wasn't paying attention now. But like when it's just the words, they sink in better, you know? Because
Maybe.
like you listen to podcasts just fine,
Yeah.
you know? So see, you take out that part and it all works. But like there was one time we were like, okay, who is this? Who is it? Just say the name. And then the guy kept saying her name. We were like, okay, so we know this is Megan, but who are you talking to, Megan? And she'd go, okay, see you later, Bud. And we're like, no, who?
But
Who's
did
the
she forget
guy?
his name too?
And she's like, okay, friend. All right, pal. And she just kept saying everything other than his name, and we never learned his name.
All right.
So then I think that's when I was like, well, now I just listened to a conversation with somebody that I can't picture in the future now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm out. And I was just kind of like slowly drifting away because those are an hour long and you're meeting. And this season has more contestants.
Why?
So we picked the absolute worst season to try this out on because now we got to learn like 30 people.
My God. I still want a bisexual battle royale season where they just have everybody date everybody.
I'm going to have to look at that though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to be able to comprehend, but we tried it. I just want to let you know that's hard.
Okay. Speaking of TV that we dipped out on or are coming back to, perhaps, I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
So remember a couple years ago now when you were like, you know, okay, I was having trouble I was having trouble with my thoughts regarding a very popular anime.
Yes.
And I was like, I need somebody else to watch this with me and tell me why I should like it, because I don't like it and I want to
Okay.
like it.
I remember.
I think it's time for me to pull you into the monster den.
I am on board because I have been getting a lot of things about top animes, and it is always in the top.
Fucking always there, and I watched
Yes.
it, and I hated it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't understand why I
But
kept
it didn't
watching it.
do anything for you.
It didn't do
Because you
anything for
wanted
me.
it. Because you wanted it to.
Yeah,
like you knew
I
it was supposed to be good, but it just didn't. Because like I've done that. Like you know something's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and then it didn't, and you go, I was lied to, and then you feel bad.
Yes, I hung on waiting and waiting and waiting for it to get good. So I would love to rewatch Monster with you, but just in little bites, just a little bit at a time.
Okay.
I think we should take this next week and watch the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
And audience, if you want to watch along with us, we'll discuss those next 5
Um,
episodes.
Do
in
we
the
have
next
a
episode.
preference on how? Like, do we care about English versus Japanese, any of that kind of stuff?
So I watched the first time in Japanese with the subtitles, but I hear that this is one of the best dubs you can get, and I kind of wonder if I watched it in English, if I would vibe more with it. So I'd like to watch it in English.
I think that's how I have it. I think I did download it that way. Let me see if it's on anywhere in English, and then we'll go from there, I guess.
Okay. And this time I'm not going to watch it in bed, because I don't know if that also affected my view of it. Like, what was that? Was I too tired? I don't know.
I'd personally recommend the dub for Monster because the voice actors are really good, but the subtitle version has music that's not present in the dub. So
What?
in English, they strip music out of the scenes, is what I'm gathering.
Why?
That kind of sucks.
That's weird.
You might watch a whole different show.
Hmm.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe like a scene hits more serious because now the music is gone, and so it feels more like grounded.
Okay,
maybe
so there's
maybe
not some
that's
like
why.
weird in the background.
Yeah.
You could take this
No.
more seriously now. There's no circus music.
I was just picturing that one fucking song from Full Metal that's in every fucking scene that matters. that one violin just you know every
Yes.
time. It's in every episode.
It really is.
That by the end of that show, I was like, oh god, it's this part. Like that kind of took me out of it some. Still a great
For
show.
sure.
But that is a critique. Get rid of the violin thing. Get rid of that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I think we should watch the English dub.
I have kind of been itching. I've been trying to pick an anime to watch lately.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Ferdin just put in the thing that Fearin' Fairy one or whatever.
Yeah, Fur and Fairy one.
I'd always heard about that one and how it's so great
Yeah.
that I have it saved, and I've been like, I pull it up to watch it, and then I go like, I don't know. I haven't even watched Dragon Ball Daima yet. Still, like,
Is that the new one?
there's Dragon Ball airing in real life right now, and I haven't watched a
You're
single
not
fucking one of
in
them.
it.
You know.
Yeah, the one Ferdin's talking about is Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
Yes. I
And he
mean,
says it's one of the best animes of all time.
that's all I've ever heard. That
Yeah.
that is also in the same list with Monster every time I get a list.
Yeah, I've been looking for an anime, and it just occurred to me. I was like, I could make Robert watch Monster with me.
And then we could reevaluate. So there we
Yeah.
go. I'm down. So 5.
5, just 5. That's all I'm asking for us right now is 5.
Okay. I can do that.
And if we hate 5, maybe we don't continue. But I would like to get through the season,
Okay.
through the whole thing.
We can do that. So with our project in hand, you want to go get started on it?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, if you loved this episode, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can get the good YMBToAP into brand new ears. All these cool anime people that we got with the show, let us know what you think about Monster, if it's really good. And every Monday, maybe for the future, if we like it, we'll be talking Monster Mondays. That's what we're going to call them.
Monster Monday.
Monster Mondays. Because we release weekly every Monday. That's the YMBToAP guarantee. Don't forget it. If you want to talk to us, catch us over at the Discord. It's not so secret anymore. It's open to anybody listening to the show. The link to get into it is in our show notes. Hop on in. Hop in that anime channel. Talk to us about Monster. Let us know your thoughts about it or your thoughts about our thoughts about it every Monster Monday. Man, that's a good one. I'm going to keep that
That's
one.
a good one.
So yeah, let us know about that. If you're an eye doctor, please let us know interesting eye doctory stuff. We like learning medical things.
Apparently.
What are those toric lenses? What is up with astigmatism? Teach us more. We need to know more things.
Teach me how to Dougie.
If you're the guy that signed Kelsey up for these insurance calls, shame on you. Shame on you. For shame. Good joke, but for shame. And let us know if you also watched Companion and Woman of the Hour, these two very woman-centric, badass movies, two very good movies. Let us know your thoughts about them. And just a little side note, if you're watching Love is Blind still, which I don't think I can continue again, but if you're watching it in this new way and you fully comprehend what's happening, teach me your ways, because I don't know who the hell anybody is without being able to see them. Or see their names, clearly plastered on the bottom of the screen.
Right.
I need that desperately.
Every person on that show sounds the same. I'll say it.
They
They all
do.
sound the same.
They do. I was glad to hear Mary go, this is the same girl. And I was like, okay, good. I'm not the only person that thinks like most of these girls are the exact same.
Yeah.
I could tell a couple of the guys apart because, some of them just sound dumber than the other ones, But yeah, let us know about all that stuff. Again, thank you to all of our listeners, whether you're listening on YouTube, in the whatever your RSS feed is of choice. We just love that you're here. We want to interact with more of you guys. We'll see you in the Discord and all the Mondays to come. Love you guys.
Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Please check him out on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for listening. And tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Am I Roberto?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
New Shrek is ugly.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd say it. All right. Here we go. In. No.
Slap
Alright,
my
you ready?
keyboard. Yeah. Sorry.